Tonight's game is a presentation of B92.7 FM Sports.
Breckenridge Cowboys football is on the air. Tonight's game is brought to you by Breckenridge Public Schools, Builders First Source, Carlson Family Insurance, CHI St. Francis, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, Hike Camp Construction, Hornstein Family Chiropractic, Miller Realty, Minn Kota Ag Products, Optimum Rehab, Otter Tail Power Company, Quality Toyota, Red River Agency, Smith Motors, State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, Titan Machinery, Twin Town Villa, and Vision Ford. Now here's KBMW's Turner Blofis.
And welcome to the Red River Grain pregame show serving the local farmers since 1986. And Turner Blofis here getting ready to get the pregame show rolling. And we got our season finale on the airwaves today. Breckenridge Cowboys taking on Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. The Wolves at beautiful Walker, Minnesota is always my... This is always the one I got circled on the calendar where I actually hope to an away game, which everyone thinks is crazy because it's 2.5 hours away. But it's absolutely beautiful here. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys are going to have to get out here one of these times. But Breckenridge is trying to close out the season with another victory to get to 4-4 on the year. And let's run through their schedule so far at this point in the season to show you how we got here. Thank you to Robert Wanick for all the graphics to get ready for this pregame show. Very much appreciate him. Pelican Rapids and Staples Motley, along with Pillager, 3 straight 2A schools to open up the year. 26-6 was the final against Pelican Rapids. Staples Motley, they fell to them 35-6. And then showed some life in that Pillager game, 27-19. Maybe one of their better performances of the year, even though they didn't come out with a win. Rode a big second half to beat Pine River Bacchus. It was actually tied 22-22 at halftime, if I am not mistaken. And they ended up running 36 points in the second half. Gave them some confidence where they got their big statement win the next week. 14-12 was the final there against Parker's Prairie, who was number one in the section at that point when these two teams squared off. Followed it up with a disappointing 22-14 road loss to New York Mills, and now we got our 8th game of the year, always on a Wednesday night to wrap up the regular season due to MEA week, which is always kind of a curveball for the squad, that is for sure. Let's run through Walker-Hackensack-Akeley's schedule. Also a 3-4 team at this point in the season. They opened up the year with 3 straight losses just like Breck did. Red Lake County, they fell to them 40-0. Parker's Prairie lost 36-6, and then Staples Motley 40-0, actually the same score Breckenridge had against Wadena last week. I somehow forgot to mention that when I ran through all the stats. The scores. My apologies. New York Mills, they got their first win over them, 34-0 against Mills. Once again, a team that Breckenridge lost to this year. Pillager lost to them 47-6. Wadena Deer Creek, they beat up on them 56-6 a week before Breckenridge got to play them. And then a 6-0 win against Pine River Bacchus last week to send them to 3-4, riding a 2-game win streak, have won 3 out of their last 4, catching fire at the end of the regular season. And since we talked about their records, let's jump into our Otter Tail Power Company Power Poll ranking. On for conservation. At the top of Section 6A, despite not playing a single section foe this year, West Central area at 6-1. 8th in the state by QRF, and West Central area definitely, a lot of people know they dropped back down to single A last year after having a couple great years in 2A, and they co-opted with Ashby, but then they ended up splitting up with them. Parker's Prairie, 4-3 at the number 2 spot. Breckenridge, 3-4 in the 3 spot. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, the 4 spot. New York Mills, also 3-4 with number 5 in the section standings. Lake Park Audubon is 2-5. Brandon Evansville Ashby says the 3-4, or the QRF deems them 7th best in the Section 6A. So that's why they're 3-4, but have a worse record, but are lower in the rankings. Pine River Bacchus at the bottom with an 0-7 record at this point. Let's look at your Power Poll ranking once again, brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company. On for conservation, and we'll take our first break on the Red River Grain pregame show. Come back with a few other of our pregame segments, and we got an interview with head coach Carson Yegi coming your way in just a bit. You are listening to the Red River Grain pregame show on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
Hello, my name is Jason Butts, proud parent of 2 little Breckenridge Cowboys. My family loves Breckenridge. and feel lucky to have such great schools. Breckenridge schools excel due to their dedicated faculty and staff. They truly care for each individual student. They encourage and foster an atmosphere that creates self-pride and big brains in these kids that will lead the next generation. They make school cool. A good school is cornerstone to a good community, and we are so lucky to have that here in Breckenridge. Breck schools inspire my boys to excel, and for that, I have Breckenridge with a jingle.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
Frederick Seed Incorporated in Fox Home would like to wish the Breckenridge Cowboys good luck in tonight's game. They'd also like to recognize the Breckenridge cheerleading squad, Ellen Paige Hershey, Sophia Johnson, Athena Levy, and Annabelle and Aubrey Martinez. Frederick Seed Incorporated says keep up the great work to the Breckenridge Cowboys football team and the cheerleading squad.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening, because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
Welcome back to the Red River Grain pregame show, serving the local farmers since 1986, and joining me once again for our final regular season interview before we get playoff. Head coach Carson Yagi for the Breckenridge Cowboys. How's it going today, Coach Cars?
Doing good. How are you, Turner?
I'm good. This is thrown off our week, and as we had talked about on the coaches show, for those of you who missed out on it, MEA week, always the game falls on Wednesday. Then it's quick turnaround there, and Coach Carson and I basically figured out how to fix the system on the coaches show last week. But a little bit about just prepping the guys for a short turnaround, and then also being kind of out of the routine, not having a game on Friday.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's always different. We were fortunate enough to where, hey, you got a short turnaround. You want to make sure your guys are healthy. And, hey, the guys came out great and did what they had to last Friday. Took care of business early on. We were able to kind of get those, older guys out, get some of that younger crew in and give them some time. And it was good just to keep the legs fresher as we head into this Wednesday game with, only, 5 days rest and how hard football is on the body. It's such a big thing to be fresh and be able to play it fast.
Gotcha, and I'm looking at the section standings right now, and it's you guys at 3, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley 4, and then New York Mills at 5. You guys are all 3 and 4 on the year, so just how massive is this for the seeding implications today?
Yeah, no, I mean, this one's got a big effect on it, obviously, with all of us tied, and, to have it taken that loss to New York Mills really changes the picture. But, hey, we come out with this one, I think we're in a good spot where we'd get seated with where we'd like. And, if we're not fortunate enough to walk away from this one with a win, I think we end up likely as a 5 seed and go to New York Mills week 1. And, it just turns into, hey, you got to play everyone either way. So let's, whether we're the 3 seed, 2 seed, 5 seed, let's strap up, let's play football, and let's do everything we possibly can to get the job done.
Gotcha. What's the scouting report on Walker-Hackensack-Akeley?
Yeah, they're a well-improved team from past couple of years. They've had a lot of youth, and now all of a sudden that's really coming to fruition for them. Their guys have played a lot of football. They got some big physical kids. A tight end, he's a heck of a player. 6'5", goes up and gets the ball really well. Physical blocker for him, and they move him all over to try to get him the ball in as many spots as possible. We got to make sure we take him away and physicality up front.
How do you guys sit injury-wise?
we're starting to try to get healthier and healthier and keep them battling. And hey, we'll see what happens with David Erlinson and how he's feeling tonight. But we're trying to get back to full strength here.
Gotcha. And then a little bit about, so I know it's kind of hard to say what was the takeaway from last week's game when you guys kind of had the starters done by the first quarter, but what are some things that you think that maybe the guys took away from last week as far as being able to stay disciplined and keep the foot on the gas?
Yeah, that's exactly score. Whoever's in the game, you got to step up and do your job and get everything you got. And I think everyone found out last week that hey, it's a ton of fun to score a lot of points and just enjoy and be able to celebrate football. And let's keep doing everything we possibly can to keep doing that. I know that sounds cliche, but my goodness, football is a fun game when you're able to score and have fun and celebrate with your teammates in the end zone. We got to keep doing everything we can on an every down basis to keep that happening.
The scoring's fun, but on the opposite end, not allowing a team to score is also pretty fun. You guys pitched a shutout last week, and just a little bit about how the defense has been clicking the last few weeks.
Yeah, defense has been our strong aspect all year. Those kids have played great. The defensive coaches or coordinators, Coach Noah Brennan and Coach Josh Nordick, have done a great job with them all year. Defensive line-wise, I think those guys just play very hard. Henry Sledell, Connor McDonald, Levi Christensen, Eli Butts, Jackson Riggs, they fly off the football and cause teams, give teams issues with how hard they play. And you know what? Hey, from a linebacker perspective, I think we got a couple of really good ones that come downhill and play football and have seen a lot of football. And it's just great to see. They're such a fun group to watch play. They play unbelievably hard and they play together. What is going to be
the key to get the offense going this week?
We're just going to have to keep establishing the line of scrimmage, get the ball out in space and you know what I mean? We're a team that we want to run the football. We want to do everything we possibly can to run the football, and we're going to keep doing that. And it always comes down to the offensive line.
All right, last question I got. How do you keep the guys focused on maybe is this your longest road trip of the year, 2.5 hours to Walker?
This is the longest road trip.
Gotcha. And how do you keep the guys locked in for that stretch? And also moving up the kickoff and just out of the routine in general, I guess.
I think it starts out with having to watch we're taking a charter bus up there, so keep them comfortable and try to keep them a little bit more relaxed that way. But also we got to make sure we get the 2011 highlight tape in and watch Turner Ball.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
I think the kids are going to be pretty focused and excited after seeing old number 5 out there. Oh,
throw that one out the window. You guys don't need to see that one. Yeah. Go find another year for that. But appreciate you taking the call, Coach Cards.
Hey, Turner, sounds good. You have a good one.
All right.
Cowboys.
And we'll return to the Red River Grain pregame show after this quick break.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heidkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heidkamp Construction in Wapton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948. Buying a new home is an exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. Their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Egg Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wapton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
North Dakota State College of Science is powered by the strong local connections we have with employers, business partners, program advisors, and local business leaders. We're proud to call Wahpeton home. Find out more about how you or your business can support NDSCS by visiting ndscs.edu. That's ndscs.edu.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
And welcome back to the Red River Grain pregame show. Serving the local farmer since 1986. Turner Bluff is here as we await the opening kick. And it's time for your State Farm Stat Report, brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick. And we'll run through some of the stats from last week as, you know what, I was second-guessing my stats last week because sometimes, you know, I fall asleep at the wheel a couple times and forget to write down a couple carries. But I was like, Carson, that can't be real. It says here almost nobody had like 3 carries on the day. Well, apparently that was accurate. Run through the stats for you. Avery Smith broke off at like an 83-yarder for a touchdown, had 2 carries for 92 yards. Riley Kappas, 2 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown. Joey Lopez, 2 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown, a bulk of those yards coming on his touchdown run. Lawson Oliphant, 2 carries, 40 yards. Gabe Armitage, 2 carries, 7 yards and a touchdown. Paul Armitage, 2 carries, 11 yards and a touchdown. As a bulk of the starters were done on, we're done on offense for sure, but a lot of them were done on both sides of the ball. After the opening quarter, Wadena Deer Creek, I was just told, actually had to forfeit the rest of their season due to all the injuries and just all the, they can't really field the varsity football team right now. So unfortunately for them, they're going to have to wrap up the season. But back into the stats for you. Riley Kappas, 2 tackles with a fumble recovery. Tucker Snyder, 4 tackles and a fumble recovery. More importantly, we solved the mystery of who the mysterious number 71 was. Tucker Snyder had to make a position change, so they were needing some depth on the line, so he had a fumble recovery last week. Joey Lopez, a tackle and an interception, and then Landon Schillinger had 5 tackles on defense as well after returning from an injury. We talked with head coach Carson Yagi about that when we did our sports show on Saturdays. So that's a look at your State Farm Stat Report, once again brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, your local State Farm agents, like a good neighbor. State Farmers there. I think you guys already know the slogan. Now let's dive into our keys to the game, brought to you by Smith Motors in Wahpeton. Small town friendly, big town deals, and I don't know if it's just because I'm thinking I'm not trying to overlook this game, but I'm just keep looking ahead to the playoffs, and it's just more so just keep that momentum going on both sides of the ball because last week, the starters only got to kind of do their thing for like the first quarter, but it'd be nice if the starters can obviously stay healthy, and if they can be lucky enough to get out to a big lead, if they could, just try to keep everybody healthy going into the games because as Coach Carson will tell you, it's a really short turnaround as their next game will be on Tuesday after this Wednesday one. So first they had the break from Friday, so it was like 4 or 5 days off, and then they get a 6-day turnaround. So yeah, it's kind of tough this time around. So, I mean, ideally, in a perfect world, I'm sure they would say, let's jump out to a big lead and hold on to it here. But I also want to see, a lot of different guys getting touches here. So then they're all feeling good heading into the postseason. So I guess spreading the ball around will be mine, actually. Let's go with that. Spread the ball around. They did a good job of that last week, so I would be thinking they're going to be good at it again this week. So that's a look at your key to the game, brought to you by Smith Motors. Sorry, it was a little all over the place, but having a hard time articulating a thought today for some reason. Yeah, it's kind of rare for me, isn't it? We'll take another quick break on the Red River Grain pregame show. Come back with your starting lineups brought to you by Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
You want what you want. At Quality Toyota, we totally understand that we aren't going to talk you into a car you don't want. Instead, we're here to help you find the car, the color, the options, and the style that you do want. All with a simple, easy, and stress-free approach, because the price listed online or in every windshield is the only price. That way, we can concentrate on getting you the right car. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
How much much do you really know about insurance? You have to have it, and your family should be covered at all times in case of an accident. What coverage is the best for you? That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MPCI, and crop hail. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Talk to Carson or Brad for your grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain, East Breckenridge, 643-3738. That's 643-3738, or you can find them online at redrivergrain.com.
Save big this month with Smith Motors in Wapaton. Get up to $120 in rebates on the purchase and install of a set of 4 tires. Save up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and install of front and rear brake pads. Save up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and install on front and rear brake rotors. And save up to $80 in rebates on the purchase and install on GM shocks and struts. Small town friendly, big town deals. Smith Motors, your certified Chevy and GMC dealership in Wapaton. Visit them online at smithmotors.com.
Ever notice how every other ad seems to be an insurance company promising to save you money?
What is with these insurance companies?
Hi, this is Matt.
And this is Amanda.
And we're your local State Farm agents.
We're here to debunk all the insurance junk.
What do you really need to know?
What is a fair and competitive price?
Let us make sure you are getting the best bang for your insurance dollar.
And find out why State Farm has been around for over 100 years and remains #1 today.
All right, welcome back to the Red River Grain pregame show, serving the local farmers since 1986. It is time for your starting lineups, brought to you by Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, providing superior quality products and services while generating a positive return for their patrons. We'll start off with the O-line, as we usually like to do. Eli Butts starting it off as at offensive tackle, their captain on this squad. He'll be starting. He's number 56, a senior senior that is listed at 6 foot 245. Tegan Abel right next to him, a junior listed at 6 foot 195. Wears number 54 and is a junior. Henry Sleddett, the whole interior line, all juniors. Henry Sleddett, all 5'10", 195. Wears number 50, also a junior. Kai McDonald next to him, wearing number 51. 6 foot 185 junior, wearing 51. And then we have Connor Ernst at a tackle, wears number 55. He's a sophomore, and listed at 5'11", 170. First skill position guy we got for you, Levi Christensen, listed at 6'3", 200. Tight end, wearing number 5, has the key to my heart, obviously. He's a junior on the squad. Cooper Roberts, another junior. Wide receiver, wears number 4. 6'5", 185 is what he's listed at. J.D. Gomez, other wide receiver, wears number 7. Listed at 5'9", 160. Gabe Armitage and Paul Armitage, still the starters in the backfield. Gabe listed at 5'10", 175. Paul's listed at 5'11", 195. Gabe wears 20, while Paul wears 33. Paul's a senior, Gabe's a junior, if I didn't mention that. And then Trey Vogelbacher, the senior quarterback, listed at 6 foot 175, wears number 3. On the defense, we got J.D. Gomez at 5'9", 160 is what he's listed at once again. Same height and weight as Charlie Craychaw, the other corner, wearing number 18. Austin Oliphant, starting at free safety, wearing number 28. 6'3", 170 is what he's listed at. Might get some touches out of the backfield today as well. And then the linebacking core, we already ran through all these guys on the offensive side of the ball, so we'll go through them quick. Vogelbacher, Roberts, Kappas, Abel, and Armitage at a backer, and then Henry Sleddett, Levi Christensen, and Kai McDonald on the D-line once again. Skill position guys, we got Cooper Roberts handling the kicking duties. Punting is also Cooper Roberts. Levi Christensen handling the snapping duties. Riley Kappas, the holder, and then J.D. Gomez, Riley Kappas will be the kick returners. Also expect to see Joey Lopez as well. So let's a look at your starting lineups, brought to you by Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley. Once again, providing superior quality products and services while generating a positive return for their patrons. Sorry, that was Jackson Lopez you expect to see also on some kick returns. So take a quick break here for the national anthem. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live.
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Titan Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic, working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience. Learn from factory-trained service experts and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Titan Machinery Wapton, your local Case IH dealer. Visit titanmachinery.com/careers to learn more.
When Mom first started showing signs of memory loss, we were devastated. It was so frustrating. So many choices for assisted living. Then my sister and I walked into Twin Town Villa in Breckenridge. We knew that this was our mother. Loved the bright, beautiful apartments, and knew Mom would too. I was so impressed with the interaction between the residents and the staff. Twin Town Villa is a quality memory care community that's close to home and currently has openings. Call Twin Town Villa at 643-9542 or visit them online at twintownvilla.com.
Frederick Seed Incorporated in Fox Home would like to wish the Breckenridge Cowboys good luck in tonight's game. They'd also like to recognize the Breckenridge cheerleading squad, Ellen Paige Hershey, Sophia Johnson, Athena Levy, and Annabelle and Aubrey Martinez. Frederick Seed Incorporated says keep up the great work to the Breckenridge Cowboys football team and the cheer.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care. Quality family care. Go to the primary care walk-in clinic at CHI St. Francis where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
And welcome back as we get ready to wrap up the Red River Grain pregame show. Once again, serving the local farmers since 1986. Here in beautiful Walker, Minnesota. And I got the camera set up kind of nice how I like it, but I'll give you guys a little pan for the viewers. You can see a little bit of that gorgeous lake in the backdrop. I've been raving about this field all week. How excited I was to get back here. So if you guys didn't make the trip, you're missing out. But Wolves, once again, enter this game with a record of 3-4, as do the Cowboys. Both of them right next to each other in the Section 6A standings. And looks like they're going to announce just the team for the Cowboys. I like that. Keep everything moving along. We don't got to run through the starters. As I already gave you the starters, so you don't need them that bad, I would assume. Big Section 6A implications once again for this ball game before we start up the postseason on Tuesday. Cowboys likely definitely locking up a home playoff game with a victory here. Unless someone breaks the QRF machine, I think we'll be all right. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Looks like I don't know if they're just announcing the team as well. Looks like they are. But a pretty rowdy environment here. Very friendly as well. Got a lot of nice folks here in Walker. It's been a blast so far. Now I'm very excited for some football, if you guys can't tell. Get a little antsy before the game starts. Everything always seems like it's going in slow motion when we're about 2 minutes away from kickoff. The Wolves getting fired up on their 50-yard logo. Got the big wolf print on there. I like the color scheme, not going to lie. Cowboys are going to be receiving this opening kick, I believe. No, actually booting it away. So Cooper Roberts handling the kicking duties. Cowboys rocking the white jerseys with the black pants today, with the black helmets. They're really loving those white ones they had, or whatever those were, those Scullies they put over their black helmets to make it look like white helmets, which I was a big fan of too, but also good with this one. Oh, it's like the Cowboys jumped the gun a little bit. They're setting out the kickoff team, but realize their foes still aren't out here. Huh. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley getting some last-minute adjustments from their head coach, Aaron Pfeiffer. Shout out to their athletic director, Jeremy DiGiovanni. Sorry if I messed up your pronunciation, but Jeremy was very accommodating getting this broadcast up and running. Cooper Roberts getting ready to boot away the opening kick. Brought to you by North Dakota State College of Science. The science of learning by doing. North Dakota State College of Science. Cooper Roberts kind of boots a little mid-level kick. Takes a wild hop, though. The kick returner is trying to get on it and ends up bouncing out of bounds. Looked like that was going to be a good break for Breckenridge if the bullet could get over there. Riley Kappas trying to zoom to the ball, but didn't get there in time, so we'll have a penalty to start off this game. Or are they... I was going to say, I gotta stop just blindly trusting PA announcers here. Making that a bad habit. Breckenridge run a 3-5 defense with the outside backers kind of being defensive ends. Levi Christensen, Kai McDonald, and Henry Sledadall have been getting it all started up front all year. They've been a key to this dominant defensive unit. I formation to start off, one receiver to each side. We got a toss to the right and a reversal left, but that gets blown up. And it's a forced fumble and a recovery by the Cowboys on the first play of the game. And it looks like that was Tegan Abel. Tegan Abel, I believe. Timed that perfectly to blow up the exchange between the running back and the receiver, and a fumble forced and a fumble recovery to start off the game. Not too bad. Cowboys will start off in the Titan Machinery red zone. Your local Case IH dealer in Wahpeton. Right on the 20. Cowboys come up to the line in their patented mullet set. Business on the left this time around with the tight end and the H-back, and Party on the right side with the two wide receivers split out. Paul Armitage to the right of Trey Vogelbacher. And it looks like, not sure if there was a penalty or, not sure what they're talking about. Or maybe they were needing to fix the clock. There we go. Looks like they need 11:45 on the clock. As the fans were nice enough to let us know. All right, we'll try this again. 1st and 10 in the Titan Machinery red zone. Starting this drive on the 20, Paul Armitage in the backfield. He'll get the handoff from Trey Vogelbacher and go off the left side. Gets stacked up by a pack of wolves, but medium gain for Armitage. Had his breakout game in New York Mills, and how'd they reward him the next week? They gave him 2 carries. He was not thrilled, and apparently broke a guy's face mask last week as well, playing defense. So taking out a little of that frustration, but they didn't really need him to run the ball after the first quarter. So 3-yard carry here from Armitage. He's at the running back to the right of Trey Vogelbacher. On the left side, we got the wing back, Gabe Armitage, tight end Levi Christensen. And then the receivers are really tight in this time around. to set up that jet sweep to Gabe Armitage. Lets the hole form up and goes up on the right side. He's going to be a couple yards shy of the first down. So Paul gets a taste, and then Gabe gets a go. We'll see who they're going to be rolling with next time around. Gabe Armitage. Looks like he stopped about 3 yards shy, so gain of 4 on the play. See which of these two Armitage backs are going to end up being the leading rusher tonight. You know, Paul's the safe bet, but you never know. Gabe could bust off a big run or two. This time they got the heavy part of the formation on the right, and they're going to go off tackle with Paul Armitage, and he's going to walk into the end zone for a 12-yard score. Paul Armitage makes it look easy sometimes. 12-yard score with 10:09 left to play. Cowboys ran 3 plays on that drive. 20 yards. Cowboys going to go for 2, so they might not be feeling David Erlinson's ankles ready for the kicking duties yet. So they'll come out, 1 receiver to each side, split out in the gun. Paul Armitage gets another handoff, and I believe he's going to be stopped short of the goal line this time around. And he is. So we got a 6-0 ball game to start this off. Cowboys take advantage of a Tegan Abel forced fumble and recovery. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cowboys. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Nothing. Breckenridge Cowboys strike first against the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. Cowboys forced a fumble on the Wolves' first play of offense. Recovered it. Set up shop 20 yards away from Pater and took 3 plays to get in. This one, a little squib kick to one of the second line. And Cowboys swarm. And looks like Lawson Oliphant, one of the tacklers in there. We also got Connor Ernst getting in on the fun. Cowboys going to try to keep it rolling here on their second time out of defense. Wolves trying to improve on the last drive. We're going to go out with an I formation. 2 receivers out to the right. They're going to go the fullback dive to start this one off, and we get a few yards out of it. Kind of hard to see who is running the ball at times where they come out of there. And that's not helping me out either, that they run it with a player who is not on the roster. So we'll get a name later for him. Either way, a 2-yard gain for number 44. I formation, 2 receivers out of the right once again for the Wolves. 2nd and 8. Cowboys up 6-0 on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. We got a quick pass, and they hit a guy out of the slot for a big gain. J.D. Gomez upends him, but not after a first down and then some. Looks like a gain of 17 on the play. That was Parker Brock completing the pass. And get you the name of the receiver who hauled it in just a second. Names are always a struggle for the opposing team right away to start off the game, but we get them down usually. And we got a little misdirection handoff here. But the Cowboys were not fooled. Levi Christensen, one of the players blowing that up. That was TJ Orton on the carry. Orton lost a few yards on that one. And hauling in that pass was Caleb Crow, by the way. The 17-yard grab. Crow, a 6'1" senior on this team. Excuse me. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley working out of the empty gun this time around. Clean snap. They throw across the middle, and it's goes through the hands of one player and into the hands of Riley Kappas for the interception. I believe that went off a receiver's hands, but Riley Kappas cashing in on the second turnover of the day forced by this Cowboy defense. Did I say that they've been leaning on the defense this year? So Kappas with the pick. Breckenridge will start the drive on the left hash. On the 40-yard line on the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley 40. That was a heck of a grab by Riley Kappas diving for that. So not an ideal start for the Wolves. One receiver to each side. Tight end and wing back to the right. Tailback to the left. Paul Armitage will get the tote. Lunge forward for a few yards. Second drive of offense for the Cowboys. Haven't seen David Erlinson yet. A game time decision, I believe. Paul Armitage's fourth carry of the game. So far, 3 carries for 19 yards and a touchdown. Cowboys got one man split out to each side. H-back and tight end to the right. Paul Armitage, the tailback on the left side. We got our first pass play of the game, and across the middle, Gabe Armitage was streaking up the middle of the field, but Trey Vogelbacher let him a little too much on that one. Incomplete pass. Tried throwing him a bullet down the field. So that sets up 3rd and 7 for the Cowboys. And we just saw them throw it on the last down, so I don't know if they go back to the run game here potentially. We've seen them run out of these situations before, so otherwise I'd be saying maybe another pass play out of the playbook, but we'll see. Got a run up the middle, and a big run up the middle, I should say. Paul Armitage with a big gain. Call that gain about 15. Or maybe a gain of 11. Still learning math. All right. 4th carry of the day for Paul Armitage. 6:49 remaining in this opening quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Cowboys up 6-0 on the Wolves. Have already forced 2 turnovers. First and 10 from the Walker-Hackensack, or from the Wolf 46, and Paul Armitage gets tripped up after another nice hold to run through from his O-line. Call that a gain of 4 on the play. Four-yard gain for Paul Armitage. Set up the 2nd and 6. 6 minutes remaining now in this opening quarter. On your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard, Cowboys struck first with a 12-yard TD from Paul Armitage. On their first drive of offense. Trying to go 2 for 2 now. JD Gomez, the bottom of your screen, if you are watching on the video stream. And Lawson Oliphant get his first action on offense today, and it's going to be close to a first down. Good gang tackle by the Wolves, but I think it's only going to be about a yard short of the first for Oliphant. So sets up a 3rd and 2. After the 4-yard carry from Lawson Oliphant. Gomez and Roberts, once again, the bottom of the screen, if you're watching on our YouTube stream. One running back to each side of Trey Vogelbacher. They're going to motion J.D. Gomez into the backfield, have him go by, and then Trey Vogelbacher is going to keep it himself for the first down. Had to get to the 36. It looks like he did. Looks like he got right at it. So gain of 3 for Vogelbacher on his first carry of the day. Thought maybe we were going to see a jet sweep or a push pass out of the backfield for J.D. Gomez potentially. Maybe the defense was thinking that too. Allowing Vogelbacher to go for the first. Riley Kappas now in the game at quarterback to get some action. We'll see how many they give him on this. Looks like he gained a 7 on the play for Riley Kappas. Already has an interception on the day. 6-yard carry, I should say. And now Trey Vogelbacher back in the game, so just a quick carry for Riley. Vogelbacher takes the handoff. Right back to pass, throws it down the field. He's got a man, and J.D. Gomez hauls it in for the 30-yard score. Right on the money. Trey Vogelbacher. That's got to be one of their longer completions of the year, I'd think, between those two. 30-yard scoring strike comes with 3:44 left to play in this opening quarter. Not a bad way to get your first pass completion of the day. 12-0 Cowboy lead. Vogelbacher fakes the handoff and dumps it to Levi Christensen for the 2-point conversion. So we got a 14-0 Cowboy lead now. Here with 3:44 left to play in the opening quarter. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heidkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heidkamp Construction in Wapaton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948.
Trey Vogelbacher and J.D. Gomez hooking up for the 30-yard score. Cooper Roberts getting another crack at the kickoff, and this one goes out of bounds. Second time that's happened for the Cowboys today. We got another penalty. 14-0 ball game here in the opening quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Wolves once again will start at the 35. Last time around didn't work out too well, as the last time they started on 35 after a kick out of bounds, it fumbled it away on their first play. Cowboys gonna try to keep this dominant start going. Been out on the field twice and forced two turnovers. 14-0 Cowboy lead. I formation. One receiver to each side. Wing back to the right. They're going to motion him over to the left, actually. See if they're bringing him over to be an extra blocker, and it looks like that's the case. They go with the toss to the left, and I think Henry Slededall is the first Cowboy there to lay the boom. Lawson Olfen helping out as well from his safety spot. Looks like lost a yard. And TJ Orton once again on the carry. It's his second carry by my count. I formation. One receiver to each side and a wing back on the right. Wolves Do a misdirection handoff after faking the toss. Gabe Armitage dragging him along. Lawson Alphin coming up to pop him. So the misdirection handoff goes for a few. That was number 4, Gavin Olschlager. Getting about, say, 4 of those yards back. It's up 3rd and 7. So 3rd and 7 in their own territory. Cowboy defense has got all the cards here. I formation for the Wolves. Trailing 14-0. 2:12 left to play in this opening quarter. Faking the handoff. Man, pressure coming, and pass is completed. Couple pass rushers coming in, but Olschlager still came up with it. Or actually, yeah, that was Olschlager, correct. Double check that. Looks like a gain of 11 on the play to move the sticks. So, seen some good things from the passing game so far here. Take away that interception, but I think that went off of a player's hands. Wolves head up to the line. Now with a fresh set of downs. Dropping back to pass, and looks like it's a draw play. Cowboys not fooled once again. Levi Christensen wrapping up the ball carrier in a hurry. TJ Orton once again. Still has yet on 3 carries to get his first positive gain of the day. Wolves over on the right hash, working next to their big wolf print on the 50-yard line. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley dropping back to pass. Once again under pressure, they throw it to the left, and we'll see if this one got picked off too. Gabe Armitage over there. And they're going to say incomplete pass. But he was able to sneak in there and get it. Charlie Craychaw also on the coverage. Looks like they're just going to say incomplete pass, though. Good coverage there from the Cowboys secondary. Apologies for the variety of camera angles today. There we are. Wolves currently down 14-0. They got 38.7 seconds left in this quarter. Let's try to get some points here before the second. I formation. Wolves go with that misdirection, or they fake the misdirection handoff. Almost fooled me, and we got a big sack. Gabe Armitage get in the backfield to cause some chaos. Loss of a lot. Well, looks like a loss of 10 on the play at least. So that's 10 yards lost for Parker Brock. So that's a tough break for the Wolves. And we'll see, they're gonna, whoa, I didn't know that's the sound we went with for the end of quarters. That was a unexpected surprise, but we got a 14-0 Cowboy lead. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
Buying a new home is an exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. Their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge. A lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Mink Coat Egg Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wahpeton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
And welcome back to Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, or Walker, I should say, and we got a very short punt from Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, and I think Jackson Lopez might have been a little too dangerously close to the ball for one of these coaches' liking. Cowboys will start the drive on the left hash. The 46, their own 46. Cowboys starters got to be happy they're still playing in quarter number 2. That wasn't the case last week, even though I'm sure they'd be very happy to have a big lead like they did last week, but still obviously fun to be out there playing. One back. Paul Armitage with Trey Vogelbacher, and we got a mishandled exchange. Paul Armitage was able to get back on it. A little bit of a miscue on that handoff. Might have actually kind of gone awry with the snap, actually. Loss of 1 on the play. For Paul Armitage. Vogelbacher gets the play from the sideline. As we all remember, head coach Carson Yagi did pretty well for himself playing quarterback for this squad, so he's got a good relationship with the quarterbacks he gets to coach. I joke that he gets to have them do all the things he wished he was doing when he was playing. Vogelbacher motions the man over, fakes the handoff, will go right up the middle. Cuts to the left, and he had a big hole to run through. He's got to try to outrun a couple Wolves now, but he'll have to settle for a big gain instead. Looks like a gain of 23 on the play. Down to the 32. Nice cut there from Vogelbacher out to the outside. That just came out beautifully. Cut it outside. It's a heck of a move there. Once again, a 23-yard gain for Vogelbacher, his longest rush of the night. One receiver to each side. We'll go up the middle with Armitage. And falls forward for a nice gain. It's going to be a couple yards shy of the first. Gain 7, I guess, for Paul Armitage. He's had a busy day already. It's up to 7 carries so far. We still got 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Cowboys have scored on both of their offensive possessions so far. Love to stay perfect. So got a receiver to each side once again. Wing back to the right. Tight end to the right as well. They fake the handoff. They're looking for Gabe Armitage on the wheel route, and it gets blown up. Nice coverage there. Unless he got there a hair early, but it looks like he played it well. Second time Gabe Armitage has been trying to get open down the field. But pass broken up. So Vogelbacher starts today 1 for 3 through the air, but that one completion was a 30-yard touchdown. So he won't complain too much, I'm sure. Cowboys working on the 25-yard line for this 3rd and 3. Knocking on the door of the Titan Machinery red zone. Two receivers out to the right, one running back to each side of Trey Vogelbacher. Vogelbacher gets the snap, hands it off to Gabe Armitage, and none doing there. Wolves are ready for that one. Nothing developed for Gabe Armitage, so he just kind of ran into the pile. Got Maybe got a yard out of it. Sets up a 4th and 2. Definitely 4-down territory. You're on the 24-yard line. See who they like to go in these situations. Obviously, Paul Armitage. It's a safe bet he could be getting a carry here, or used as a diversion, and have Trey Vogelbacher call his own number. We'll see what happens. Vogelbacher operating out of the gun. Running back to his left. He'll hand it off to Paul Armitage, and he'll go for the first down with ease. Got a nice push from his offensive line and just trusted them to get what they would need to get. Gain of 4 on the play into the Titan Machinery red zone. Your local Case IH dealer in Wahpeton. 4-yard gain for Paul Armitage. Breckenridge on the right hash. A 14-0 lead, 8:45 remaining in this first half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Cowboys with the receiver out to each side. H back to the right. Paul Armitage actually fakes the handoff. Levi Christensen wide open. And he's going to get tackled by a few Wolves, but down inside the 10. They drew that one up perfectly. Levi Christensen with his first grab of the day. Sets up 1st and goal. See where they downed him at. Looks like they put it right on the 5, so 15-yard completion. That play action has just been deadly this year. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Two receivers out to the left, and they're actually going to split Levi Christensen out to the right. One of the defenders went out there with him. Maybe trying to get one guy out of the box to set up this Paul Armitage handoff, which goes in for 6 more. With 7:54 left to play. 20-0 is now the Cowboy lead. Cowboys have scored on their first 3 possessions. Trying to build a nice early lead here. Get some momentum rolling before we start the postseason. Taking care of business so far. Cowboys going for 2 once again. 2 receivers out to the left. Big the handoff to Paul Armitage. Vogelbacher actually fumbled it when he was pump faking it. Wolves recover it, but damage is already done. Paul Armitage, the 2nd score of the day from 5 yards out. Caps off a strong Cowboy drive. You're listening to Breckenridge Football on B92.7 and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
North Dakota State College of Science is powered by the strong local connections we have with employers, business partners, program advisors, and local business leaders. We're proud to call Wahpeton home. Find out more about how you or your business can support NDSCS by visiting ndscs.edu. That's ndscs.edu.
B92.7 is KBMW Breckenridge Wahpeton.
All the hits from 2KM today.
And welcome back to Walker, Minnesota, home of the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. Cowboys with a 20-0 lead here. Big thanks to all of our listeners back in Breckenridge, including Zeb Lanu. Special shout out to Zeb Lanu. He didn't do anything. I just like the guy. Hope he's listening. And this one fielded by one of the Wolves up men. Just dove on it, played it safe, but Cooper Roberts kept it in bounds. So the Wolves will start this drive on the 30 instead of the 35, like when it goes out of bounds. So this is an improvement for the Cowboys. We got a lot of the reserves coming in. Jackson Herrig in the game. Aiden Sanchez as well. Coming in to help out in the secondary. Get some reps. Wolves Operating out of the eye, and they're going to go with a handoff up the middle, but Breckenridge, once again, holds strong and comes up with a stop. Jackson Herrig getting in on the fun right away. And loss of 2 on the play. That got blown up in a hurry. Loss of a couple. Sets up second and 11. Second and 12. We'll call it. I formation once again. One receiver out to each side. They're going to motion tight end over from the left to the right side. And they're going to go with the off-tackle handoff, and same result as the last play, but this time Tegan Abel's the one blowing it up in the backfield. That kid has been playing like a madman this year. I love it. Tegan Abel with the TFL. Adds it to a fumble forced and a fumble recovery from earlier in this game, so helping out that resume. Loss of 3 on the play for TJ Orton, and you just got to feel for the guy. Every time he gets the ball, he gets hit in the backfield. And the yards are reflecting it. Still has yet to run for a positive gain for the Wolves tonight. All of their positive offensive plays have been coming in through the air. We'll see if it's the case once again as they throw it up the left side, and it is caught for a big gain over by the sideline. And that got a ton of yards. I was starting to second guess if apparently he didn't get that many yards because we didn't really get the crowd reaction I was expecting, but gain of 35 on the play for the Wolves. And the Wolves will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. Cowboys up 20-0 here in the opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
You want what you want. At Quality Toyota, we totally understand that we aren't going to talk you into a car you don't want. Instead, we're here to help you find the car, the color, the options, and the style that you do want. All with a simple, easy, and stress-free approach, because the price listed online or in every windshield is the only price. That way, we can concentrate on getting you the right car. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
And welcome back to Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Cowboys have a 20-0 lead. That timeout was brought to you by Highcamp Construction, by the way. And another handoff blown up in the backfield by TJ Orton. Breckenridge just absolutely dominating up front. Call that a loss of 2 on the play. And now I got 5 carries for -9 yards for Orton. It's been tough sledding. Trips right. Running back to the right as well, excuse me. And a bit of a high snap. They're going to throw a little swing pass, but it was forward, so an incomplete. Breckenridge getting a good showing right now from pretty much the whole defense, but I'm sure there's a couple of the pass plays that they wish they could have back. Just you know, not to nitpick, I'm sure, but they've been kind of lights out, so you kind of got to nitpick in those situations. One receiver out to each side. Tight end on the right. and I formation for the Wolves. Cowboys showing blitz, and they come with it. TJ Orton gets the handoff, and looks like he's going to get his first positive gain. But it's only going to be about 3 or 4 yards. We'll set up 3rd and 9. Breckenridge. The dominant start to this game. And the Wolves gonna stick with the offense here. They are on the Cowboy 41. Breckenridge. I'm sure they're also saying let's not get drawn offsides here. And quarterback driving back to pass. Throws it out to the right side. Overthrew it, and it is picked off. J.D. Gomez ends up hurdling one of his own teammates. He's trying to school song this one. He's got a couple men to beat, and he gets taken down just outside the 20. This Breckenridge defense has been something else today. 3 turnovers forced in the opening half. J.D. Gomez, the latest recipient. I think he took it about another 40 yards. Give his offense a nice little head start here. So far, Breckenridge has forced 3 turnovers on 4 drives from the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley offense. And also forced a punt in the other possession, so they continue to pitch a shutout here, up 20-0 with 4:22 remaining in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. The Wolves take a timeout. We'll take one with them. This timeout brought to you by Highcam Construction. Cowboys looking to add to their lead when we come back. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live.
How much do you really know about insurance? You have to have it, and your family should be covered at all times in case of an accident. What coverage is the best for you? That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MPCI, and crop hail. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side.
And welcome back to Walker, Minnesota. Breckenridge Cowboys up big against the Wolves, 20-0. We still got 4:22 left in this opening half. Cowboys only need a few yards to get into the red zone after a fantastic return on the interception from J.D. Gomez. He has lived up to the hype. Everybody in Breckenridge is pretty excited when they heard J.D. was coming over this year, and he has been a dynamic playmaker for this squad, whether it's in the return game, picking off a pass, hauling in a TD. He had a TD earlier today. Almost forgot about that somehow. Motion a man over, Gabe Armitage. They tried to get him the jet sweep. The ball kept bouncing around all over the place. Finally, Trey Vogelbacher found a good time to dive on it. Ended up losing a good chunk of yards there. So, once again, I know there's not a whole lot to, you kind of got to get into nitpicking mode, but if we're going to say there's one thing that they kind of need to improve on, we've seen a handful of mishandled exchanges here from the Cowboys. But definitely something something to work on. Loss of 8 for Vogelbacher getting on that fumble. Breckenridge going to come back with a run play here. Paul Armitage flying in like a freight train as usual. And we'll pick up a few yards on the play. Sets up a 3rd and long. Yeah, probably about 3rd and 14. Riley Kappas coming in. Try out this quarterback thing. And looks like there's a little bit of confusion when they broke the huddle. And we're going to go with an empty set here. I don't know if we've seen one of these from the Cowboy offense this year. Riley Kappas operating out of the empty set. And this is going to be a straight sweep to the right. The QB keeper sees Riley Kappas get about half the yards they need. Kappas down at the 20-yard line. They've entered the Titan Machinery red zone. Your local Case IH dealer in Wapton sets up 4th and 7 after the 7-yard run from Riley Kappas. Vogelbacher, or actually Kappas, apologies, working out of the gun. Hands it off to Paul Armitage and gets the first down. Just looks like he's shot out of a cannon, like we said. Armitage almost sets up 1st and goal. Looks like he got down at the just outside the 10. So after the 10-yard rush from Armitage. Got 1st and goal from the, or they are going to say 1st and goal. 1st and goal from the 10. I thought they were just shy of the 10, but looks like he's close enough. They got 1:45 left to work. Plenty of time. Riley Kappas still operating at quarterback. We're going to see his first pass attempt of the day, and he finds Levi Christensen, who gets, he got left open for a big hit on that one, but luckily he got up okay. Took a big shot on that one. Caleb Crow laying the boom on that one, number 14. Already saw him pull down a nice pass earlier today. 4-yard completion. Riley Kappas to Levi Christensen. That's Christensen's second grab of the day. He's saying, what are you doing throwing it to me here? I want some touchdowns, man. For 2nd and goal from the 6. Kappas rolls out to the right, and he tosses it to the end zone, and it is not caught. Looks like I set that play up well. Saying Levi's barking for a touchdown play, and then they throw him a pass in the end zone, but sailed that one a little too much, so incomplete pass, Riley Kappas. 1 for 2 so far. 3rd and 6 with 56 seconds remaining. Well, 3rd and goal from the 6, I should say. Breckenridge really been winning the war up front on both sides of the ball. Try to stick with that theme here. They come up the line with 2 receivers out to the left, tight end and wing back to the right. 1 running back to the right of Riley Kappas. Kappas going to go off tackle on the right side for the touchdown. 6-yard QB keeper by Riley Kappas. Makes it a 26-0 lead for the Cowboys. Breckenridge once again try to go for 2. 1 for 3 so far. Riley Kappas had a touchdown last week as well. Awaits the snap. This time they're going to run the same play, but to the left. And he goes in for 2. Riley Kappas making it a 28-0 advantage here in the opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the i3G Media Sports Network.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Talk to Carson or Brad for your grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain, East Breckenridge, 643-3738. That's 643-3738, or you can find them online at redrivergrain.com.
Got a 28-0 ball game here in Walker. Breckenridge Cowboys off to a dominant start to this ball game. And I'm told to crank that Soldier Boy, so I'll crank up the crowd mic instead. I'm just kidding. We're not acknowledging Soldier Boy on B92.7 today. Might have played one of his songs earlier on the radio. I'm not sure. 51 seconds remaining in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Cooper Roberts kicks this one over by the sideline, and boy, did he get a generous roll on that one, but it ended up going out of bounds. I thought that was going to roll perfectly up the sideline. That would have been crazy. We'll start at the 35 once again. Breckenridge has scored on all 4 of their offensive drives. They're also pitching a shutout. Couldn't have scripted a better start to this ball game for the Cowboys. Trying to lock up a home game next week, as it was potentially going to get a little dicey there if they were to fall in this one, which is still a possibility. A lot of game time left, obviously. Just saying for section implications, especially with Breckenridge losing to New York Mills as well. They were to get next to each other in the standings. And we got a pass play once again, and incomplete. Looking out on the left side was Parker Brock. Olschlager, the intended receiver. Breckenridge maintaining a comfortable lead for the second week in a row. It's actually 26-0 after the first quarter last week. And you gotta tip your hat to the Cowboys for staying locked in, out of the routine. They got a Wednesday game, earlier start than usual, longest road trip of the year, and they came out sharp. And ooh, nice shovel pass to Orton, and Orton's gonna get a big gain up the left sideline before getting pushed out of bounds. That was a beautifully designed play. Quick little shovel pass to the screening Orton. Picked up close to 20 yards on the play. I'll call it a gain of 17. First catch of the day for TJ Orton. As we've said, is having a tough time in the backfield. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, pair of receivers out to each side. And they're going to run an option to Orton. Orton is going to run for about 7-8 yards before getting pushed out of bounds by the Cowboys. And, ooh, that was a late push over by the sideline. Orton actually almost got ran into the bench on that play. That could have potentially been bad, but he ended up jumping over the bench instead. So Orton picks up about 6 yards on the play. Sets up 2nd and 4. 33 seconds left to play for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. So they got 33 seconds to pick up 42 yards. Try to get on the board before half. And Breckenridge will get the ball to start the second half, by the way. Wolves taking a shot down the field. And it is, broken up. Riley Kappas thought he was getting his second pick of the day, but wasn't meant to be. Incomplete pass. Breckenridge trying to take this 28-0 lead into the halftime. We'll have your Minn Kota Ag Products halftime show, where we'll run through your stats and scoring. Got a lot to catch up on. Almost forgot to write down JD's interception from earlier. We're doing that really quick before the ball gets snapped. Wolves drop back to pass, looking on the right side, and completed over by the sideline. Looks like that's Caleb Crow again. They got a little banged up on that play potentially, but gain of 10 on the play. Down at the 32. Wolves got 22 seconds left. Need to cover 32 yards to get in the end zone. Brock running the option, pitches out real quick to Osborne. Breckenridge, second time they've let that option hurt them. Picks up 7 on the play. Definitely the best offensive drive that we've seen from the Wolves so far. They've been managing the clock well as well. 18 seconds remaining here in the opening half. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley trying to show that they're still alive in this one. Getting some points before halftime. 2 receivers out each side. Osborne in the backfield with Brock. Osborne to the right of Brock. That tailback. Brock will drop back to pass, and it is picked off! Paul Armitage with the interception! And he looks like this one's going to be coming back due to a blindside block. And Paul Armitage with the pick 6, but we'll check if this one's coming back. I think the interception's going to stand, but I think the return's going to get waved off because I'm pretty sure someone got decleated on that play, but there might have also been a penalty before that. We'll see. That would have been about a 70-yard pick 6. Oh, I'd be so mad if I had to walk back and go back and play again after I thought I had a 70-yarder. Ooh. Someone get that guy, get Paul some water before he heads back out there. So the officials talking it over. Let's see what the penalty is.
Personal foul brings that play back.
And yeah, it looks like the interception's going to stand, but the touchdown return is not. And that is the case. So 4th turnover of the day forced by this Cowboy defense. Got to be thinking they're just going to be kneeling this one out, taking it to halftime, and maybe not. Want to run one more play. Oh, we got a timeout taken by Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. I think they might have been thinking they were just coming out and taking a knee too, but 5 seconds left. We'll see what the Cowboys draw up for this final play of the half. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
Save big this month with Smith Motors in Wapaton. Get up to $120 in rebates on the purchase and install of a set of 4 tires. Save up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and install of front and rear pads. Save up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and install on front and rear brake rotors. And save up to $80 in rebates on the purchase and install on GM shocks and struts. Small town friendly, big town deals. Smith Motors, your certified Chevy and GMC dealership in Wapaton. Visit them online at smithmotors.com.
Ever notice how every other ad seems to be an insurance company promising to save you money?
What is with these insurance companies?
Hi, this is Matt.
And this is Amanda.
And we're your local State Farm agents.
We're here to debunk all the insurance junk.
What do you really need to know?
What is a fair and competitive price?
Let us make sure you are getting the best bang for your insurance dollar.
And find out why State Farm has been around for over 100 years and remains #1 today.
And welcome back to Walker, Minnesota. Cowboys want to run one more offensive play. See what they got up their sleeve for this final play of the half, most likely. 5 seconds remaining. Cowboys start on their own 20. They got to march 80 yards. They'll hand it off. And looks like that's Jackson Lopez. And that horn here still is caught me off guard again. So Jackson Lopez runs it once to wrap it up. And looks like he got maybe about a 4 or 5 yard carry there before we jump into halftime. We'll be right back with your Minn Kota Ag Products halftime show, your #1 grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. Cowboys up 28-0 heading into halftime.
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Titan Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic, working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience. Learn from factory-trained service experts and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a Titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Titan Machinery Wapaton, your local Case IH dealer. Visit TitanMachinery.com/careers to learn more.
When Mom first started showing signs of memory loss, we were devastated. It was so frustrating, so many choices for assisted living. Then my sister and I walked into Twin Town Villa in Breckenridge. We knew that this was the perfect place for our mother. I loved the bright, beautiful apartments, and knew Mom would too. I was so impressed with the interaction between the residents and the staff. Twin Town Villa is a quality memory care community that's close to home and currently has openings. Call Twin Town Villa at 643-9542 or visit them online at twintownvilla.com.
Frederick Seed Incorporated in Fox Home would like to wish the Breckenridge Cowboys good luck in tonight's game. They'd also like to recognize the Breckenridge cheerleading squad, Ellen Paige Hershey, Sophia Johnson, Athena Levy, and Annabelle and Aubrey Martinez. Frederick Seed Incorporated says keep up the great work to the Breckenridge Cowboys football team and the cheerleading squad.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening, because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
B92.7 is KBMW Breckenridge Wapaton.
All the hits from 2KN today.
Welcome to the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show, your number one grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. Turner Bluffus, and we got a 28-0 Breckenridge Cowboy lead here in Walker, Minnesota. Made the 2.5-hour trek here and came out firing here. We'll run through the scoring first as we dive into our State Farm stat report, brought to you by our local State Farm agents, Matt and Amanda Frederick. Matt's got you covered in Wapaton, and Amanda's got you covered in Breckenridge. Shout out to the State Farm agents sponsoring the stat report. We'll run through the scoring first, as we like to do. Breckenridge capitalized on forcing a turnover on the opening play of the day, or opening play of the game. And Paul Armitage, 3 plays later, went in from 12 yards out. 2-point conversion was stuffed to make it a 6-0 game with 10:09 left to play in the opening quarter. 3:44 left is the next time they found the end zone, this time through the air. Trey Vogelbacher finding J.D. Gomez streaking down the field for a 30-yard TD. Vogelbacher completed another pass, this one to Levi Christensen in the end zone for the 2-point conversion, make it 14-0. And then they got a pair of touchdowns in the second quarter as well. First one with 7:54 left. 5 yards out, Paul Armitage once again. 2-point conversion was no good. Make it 20-0. And then Riley Kappas went in from 6 yards out with 51 seconds remaining in the half, and also called his own number on the 2-point conversion as well to make it a 28-0 score at the half. Now let's dive into the stats for you. We'll start off with the passing stats. Parker Brock has completed 5 of his 11 passes for 79 yards, but the caveat, usually that'd be okay, but the caveat is there's also 3 interceptions there. We'll tell you who picked off those passes when we get later in the stat report. Trey Vogelbacher is 2 for 4 through the air for 45 yards and a score, as we mentioned earlier. And Riley Kappas 1 for 2 for 4 yards at this point in the game. And then we'll move on to the rushing yards. Paul Armitage, unsurprisingly, the leading rusher so far, 10 carries for 58 yards. His longest rush so far was that 12-yard TD. Then we got Riley Kappas, 3 carries for 19 yards, 3 carries for 18 yards for Trey Vogelbacher, 2 carries for 6 yards for Gabe Armitage, and then Lawson Oliphant got 1 carry for 4 yards. So maybe not spreading it around as much as I thought they should when I did our Keys to the Game, brought to you by Smith Motors in Wahpeton. So evidently I don't know anything, but shout out to Smith Motors once again for the Keys to the Game, as I was talking about how I think it'd be really beneficial to get a lot of different guys going before they start the postseason. That's why I was kind of hoping they'd spread it around a little bit, but that's all right. It's still a lot of game left, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of the backups kind of getting it going. But we might, they might need them later on if there's an injury or two. But let's dive into the receiving stats before I talk myself out of here. 1 catch for 30 yards, and that was the touchdown by J.D. Gomez. 2 catches for 19 yards from Levi Christensen, catching 1 from each of his quarterbacks. And then leading the way in receiving, 1 catch, but 35 yards on that 1 catch. Was for Joseph Bilu. And then we have 2 catches for 27 yards for Caleb Crow. 1 catch for 17 yards for TJ Orton. And then 1 catch for 11 yards for Gavin Olschlager. So Olschlager, that's a heck of a name. That might be a member of the All-Turner name team, even though Caleb Crow, I also have to say, is a pretty great name, too, just because that's got to be the most emo-sounding name I've ever heard, Caleb Crow, but big fan. Now for those defensive stats. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. Tegan Abel set the tone for this ball game by stripping loose a fumble when a running back and receiver were trying to hand it off to each other on a reverse on the first play of the game, but he timed it perfectly, blew up the play, and said, you know what, I'm going to take it 1 step further and get the fumble recovery while I'm at it. And then we got 3 Cowboys picking off a pass in the secondary as well. Riley Kappas, diving for an interception. J.D. Gomez had one of the better interception returns you'll see on that one, about 40-yard return by my count. And then Paul Armitage had what should have been a pick 6, but ended up getting called back. He'll have to settle for just an interception. What would have been his 3rd touchdown of the half, I just realized. So heck of a start here by the Cowboys. That was a look once again at your State Farm Stat Report, brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick. We'll continue the Minn Kota Ag Products halftime show after this quick break. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cowboys. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heitkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heitkamp Construction in Wahpeton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948. Buying a new home is an exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. Their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Ag Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wahpeton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
North Dakota State College of Science is powered by the strong local connections we have with employers, business partners, program advisors, and local business leaders. We're proud to call Wahpeton home. Find out more about how you or your business can support NDSCS by visiting ndscs.edu. That's ndscs.edu.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
And welcome back to the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show, your #1 grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. Turner office as we get ready to start up the second half. And it is a gorgeous night here in Walker, mostly because I get to stand here in the press box, blocked from the wind, but a lot of people busting out the winter coats already. First night it's actually felt like fall as the Breckenridge Cowboys have built this 28-0 lead here in Walker. Cowboys looking to host a playoff game on Tuesday next week. I know the format's kind of weird here in Minnesota. They've always done it this way, but that's not always the reason to keep it that way. So, I don't know. We'll see if they stick with that system. Once again, if you guys missed our coaches show last week when head coach Carson Yagi and I discussed this, we solved the problem. But you're just going to have to go back and listen to our coaches show to find out. It's on the podcast section of our website. Go check it out. But, I was talking about the keys to the game being, kind of spread the ball around, but I don't really know what I want for the key to the game now. I mean, because as we can expect a lot of reserves getting put in at this point. But, I mean, the usual, you can always go with the old reliable, just keep your foot on the gas. That's always a good tip for the guys coming in, shake off the nerves a little bit there and then lock in and try to add to the lead once you're in there. Don't be in there just to not mess up. Be in there to try to get in the end zone if you're one of the younger guys getting a crack at some varsity action. But a lot of these guys did last week, so I don't think we're going to get too many nerves from these guys coming in here. But I'm excited to see what some of these playmakers can do. We got to see some good things from Jackson Lopez last week, as well as Avery Smith. We'll see if we see them getting any totes out of the backfield. We'll see some other guys. I know they tried to get Hunter Bogenreef a touch through the air last week. I don't know if we'll see that again. That would have been fun. So keep an eye on number 22. Jonah Kunkel got some work last week. Where's number 19 and plays running back? That drives me crazy. That's a 19. That's got to be one of the weirdest running back numbers I've ever seen. I think the only time I can think of a good one in the teens, 10 would be an okay one. 15-2, Ezekiel Elliott, no, but that's just my opinion, obviously. But Jonah Kunkel's making it work. If that's what sticks with him, go with 19, buddy. Excited to see what he's got for this second half on offense. And we haven't given any shout-outs to Tucker Snyder at this point. Might see him get some work on the line as well. Got to look for the mysterious number 71 out there. If they got him in that jersey once again this week, he usually wears... got to check what he usually wears. Looks like they got the... 16, what he usually is. Let's do a quick scan here. I am not seeing him, so... Must be rocking 71 today. As the Cowboys are looking to close out the regular season strong. They can hold on to this lead. They'll be 4-4 to wrap up the regular season. The 4 victories coming against Pine River Bacchus, Parker's Prairie, Wadena Deer Creek, and potentially Walker-Hackensack-Akeley tonight. But we'll take one final break on the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show. Cowboys will get the ball to start off the second half. We'll see if they're going to stick with their starting offense, maybe for a drive, or if we're going to see some subs right off the bat. Either way, you've been listening to the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show. We'll be right back. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the i3G Media Sports Network.
You want what you want. At Quality Toyota, we totally understand that we aren't going to talk you into a car you don't want. Instead, we're here to help you find the car, the color, the options, and the style that you do want. All with a simple, easy, and stress-free approach, because the price listed online or in every windshield is the only price. That way, we can concentrate on getting you the right car. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
Welcome back to the Minn Kota Ag Products halftime show as we're just about to wrap it up. Cowboys once again will receive the second half kickoff. Once again, Cowboys up 28-0. 3 of those coming on the ground. Paul Armitage hitting pay dirt on a couple scores. Riley Kappas also went in on the ground, and then we had a passing touchdown as well. J.D. Gomez. Oh, nice fan just hooking me up with some water. Very much appreciate that. They must have known I was running low. Hopefully it wasn't because I was sounding bad up here. But we're about to start off the second half. And I'm excited to see what we're going to get from this Breckenridge defense. As good as the offense has been, defense has been outstanding pitching this shutout. The only time Breckenridge has got the ball and hasn't scored was when they had the halftime close out on them. So both teams got 5 cracks at offense. 4 turnovers for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, and Cowboys have 4 touchdowns alternatively. Wolves heading out with the kickoff team. And handling the kicking duties. See if we get a number here from the big man. Always love to see a kicker with a number in the 60s. Couldn't really make out the number, though. Number 60 is Cole Rutten. We'll see what they're planning on doing for this opening kickoff, brought to you by North Dakota State College of Science. Science of learning by doing. Cowboys have this one picked up by J.D. Gomez. Make a nice little return out to about the 35. Usually the Cowboys love to kind of hit that as hard as they can, but J.D. must have seen something he liked. Kind of trying to navigate a little differently. And Jackson Harry going to get some run on the O-line to start off this second half. We saw him on the D-line earlier in the ballgame. Otherwise, I think the rest of the starters are in. So hopefully that's not an injury substitution. Hopefully that's just trying to get you some rep substitution. Keep you updated if there are any injuries that we got to report on. And looks like we got a, oh, it's actually, is that Eli? Okay, I'm not going to say who that was before I get it for sure, but I think they just ran Wildcat with Eli Butts. It's a funny world we live in. That was the last thing I had on my bingo card for the night. Eli Butts runs it for a 10-yard gain. I guess I got to write Eli Butts into the rushing yardage. That was unexpected development. But the 10-yard carry from the senior captain, Eli Butts. Did you guys see? I was hesitant to say who had it. I was in disbelief. We do have an injury on the field. Number 13, Walter Reese for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Got a little banged up on the play. But we'll come back, and I see why Jackson Herrig was in the game now, because they had Eli Butts in the backfield. There we go. We solved that mystery. But while they check with this injured Wolf player, we got a 28-0 Breckenridge lead with 11:14 left in the third quarter. Oh, actually, he's going to walk off the field, looks like. We'll stay here. Breckenridge looking to get their first points of the second half. It's a struggling Wolves squad. Cowboys heading up to the line. Looks like they got all of their starters back in now. Tucker Snyder actually in the game as well.
First and 10 on the Cowboys 44.
We said earlier we were going to give him a shout out. Cowboys coming out of the line. And I made sure to double check this time. Eli Butts is not in the backfield. Trey Vogelbacher drops back to pass, throws it to J.D. Gomez on an out route, jukes one defender and gets tackled by a pair of Wolves after picking up the first down. This might be one of JD's best games of the year. Very impressive. Gain of 12 on the play. Vogelbacher and Gomez hooking up. Charlie Craychaw getting some run on offense. Just subbed in for JD. Second catch of the day for JD Gomez for 42 yards. Cowboys head up to the line. Once again, going in the mullet set. Receivers a little tighter in than they usually are. And it looks like we had kind of a little bit of a misdirection play in the backfield, as Gabe Armitage somehow ended up with the ball and got tackled in the backfield. See how much that backs him up. Just a couple yards lost on that play. Gabe Armitage has been getting a lot of sympathy points from me the last couple of weeks. So the O-line's been making lines that Paul can drive a car through, but Gabe hasn't been having the same kind of luck on these misdirection handoffs. Once again, the receivers kind of tight in, one to each side. Cooper Roberts on the heavy side, running back to the left, and there another mishandled snap. Trey Vogelbacher mishandled that one, and it is worth noting that Henry Slededall is back at the center position. I think he's been there for a couple weeks now, so might be trying to kind of form a bit of a connection or some chemistry there. But a loss of 8 on the play for Vogelbacher. Sets up a 3rd and 20. Breckenridge on their own side of the 50 now after that last play. Two receivers to the left, tight end and the H-back, along with the running back, all to the right side. They're going to drop back to pass. Vogelbacher looking across the middle to Cooper Roberts. Roberts is going to be a few yards shy of the first, or actually a few yards shy of getting to the 10 part. Forgot we were at 3rd and 20. So looks like he got about 9 of those yards. 8 of those yards back. First catch of the day for Cooper Roberts. But they'd love to kind of get back going again. Early in the season, he was their go-to target in the passing game, but been a little quiet lately. He did have a touchdown that got called off a couple weeks ago. Maybe that was last week. Would have been the only pass completion of the day for the Cowboys, so they didn't have to throw it all. But got waved off due to a penalty. And we're going to see a Cowboy punt for the first time today. Cooper Roberts punting it away. And we'll try to cough in the corner of this one inside the 20, but it looks like it went out before it got to the 20-yard line. So Walker-Hackensack-Akeley showing some life here on the defensive side of the ball to start off the second half. 7:29 remaining in this third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard.
First and 10 on the Wolves 19.
Oh, actually did get inside the 20. Inside the, or at the 19-yard line is where the Wolves will start this drive. Still looking for their first points of the night. They trail the Cowboys 28-0 on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. One receiver split out to each side. I formation, tight end to the right. They're going to go with a handoff on the right side to start this one off. Just got smoked at the legs. Start that one off. Cooper Roberts, I think, was the first one there to tattoo the rusher. Once again, Jackson Herrig holding it down in the defensive trenches. Getting Eli Butts some rest on that side of the ball. Wolves heading up to the line. Once again, going with their pro set. I formation. Tight end to the right. One receiver out to each side. And this time they're going to go up the middle with the fullback. That gets taken care of in a hurry. Levi Christensen, one of the Breckenridge players on the tackle. Riley Kappas, he's having a busy day on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Hedren up the middle. Tackled by Christensen.
And that was Dylan Hedren, by the way. I finally tracked down his name, as he's listed as a lineman on the roster. His third carry of the day. And that one picks up 4 yards. Wolves. The I formation. Drop back to pass. Brock looking for an open teammate. Sled it all. Applying pressure and throws it to the sideline. If it's complete, it's a first down. And looks like it was not. It's a nice little throw to the sideline, but
4th and 6 on the 23.
incomplete pass. So back-to-back punts to start off this third quarter. Breckenridge still with a 28-0 cushion. They came out with their starters to start off the half. And I think they would like to maybe get one more TD on the board before they pull the starters. We'll see. And that's if they keep Walker-Hackensack-Akeley off the board. Riley Kappas with the return. Going up the right side. And gets hit by the sideline. Takes this one to about the 30-yard line.
Kappas on the return. Taken out by Fairbanks.
It's going to be a very dynamic player for this program for a few years. So every time I remember he's a sophomore, I just have to stop myself in my tracks. I'm like, whoa. Wow, lucky Cowboys to have him back for another couple of years after this.
Flag on the play.
I don't know. Looks like we do have a penalty on the play. So, must have been on the return, so that'll back up the Cowboys a bit. It was a block in the back. So Breckenridge will start this drive right on the 50. Third quarter, Cowboys up 28-0 with 5:46 left to play. Tailback to the left of Trey Vogelbacher. He'll motion Gabe Armitage into the backfield for a jet sweep. And Armitage cuts that up nicely for a big gain. He must have heard me throwing the little Gabe Armitage pity party up here and said, okay, Turner, I'm gonna go bust a big gain right here. That was 20 yards sound. 20-yard gain for Gabe Armitage. That was a heck of a job cutting up the chute there. He must have seen what he liked, because you saw him put that foot down and just take off. 30 yards from the end zone. 5:15 left to go in the third quarter. They motion Gabe over. They'll fake the handoff to him this time. Trey Vogelbacher up the middle. Vogelbacher will rumble for the first down. Good job by his O-line, giving him an extra about 4 yards on that play. So Vogelbacher moves the sticks and into the Titan Machinery red zone, your local Case IH dealer in Wapaton. Down to the 17. So a 13-yard rush from Vogelbacher. And this time around, they're going to go with an empty set once again. Riley Kappas in the backfield. Goes up the middle, and Walker-Hackensack-Akeley was ready for that. They had about 3 Wolves there waiting for him. Just ran into a brick wall on that one. So Kappas loses a few yards on the play. Heads over to the sideline to get the play from his head coach, Carson Yagi. First carry of the second half for Kappas. Loss of 3. And And his 4th carry of the day. He's got 16 yards. And they fake the handoff. Kappas rolls out to the right and tosses it over by the sideline and is caught by Gabe Armitage. 3rd time they've targeted him in the pass game, and this was the one he hauled in. The junior gets down inside the 5. Riley Kappas under duress delivers that one cleanly for a 16-yard gain, knocking on the door of 6. Sets up 1st and goal from the 4 for the Cowboys. Trying to add to this 28-0 lead. They got Paul Armitage in the backfield, Gabe Armitage as well. Paul's already got 2 on the day. Wouldn't be surprised if they run something for Gabe here. That's who gets the handoff on the right side. Gabe Armitage cuts it up the middle and is close to the goal line. We'll see if they call him in. Waiting on it, and I think they're going to say he was down at the 1. So 3-yard gain for Gabe Armitage. 3 carries for 21 yards here in the second half. We'll see if they give him one more or if someone else is going to get the tote this time around. 2nd and goal from the 1. Cowboys just operating like a well-oiled machine today. Trying to make it a 34-0 ball game. Just need one more yard. Riley Kappas in the backfield along with Paul Armitage. Gabe Armitage, the wing back. They're going to motion him over and sweep it to him. And Gabe Armitage walks it in after shedding a couple of Wolves, and we got a 34-0 Cowboy lead with 2:57 left to play in this 3rd quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. I think that's the first time I've heard him called Gabriel. Gabe Armitage with a touchdown. 2:57 left to play. See who they're looking to on this 2-point conversion. Riley Kappas still in at quarterback. He'll hand it off, and that gets blown up in a hurry. Paul Armitage this time around, but Cowboys put some points on the board here in the second half. Got a 34-0 lead. Cowboys trying to pitch back-to-back shutouts potentially to close out the regular season. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the i3G Media Sports Network.
How much do you really know about insurance? You have to have it, and your family should be covered at all times in case of an accident. What coverage is the best for you? That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MPCI, and crop hail. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side.
B92.7 is KBMW Breckenridge Wapaton.
All the hits from 2KN today.
And welcome back to Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Public School. And this one is kicked out of bounds. Seen a few of those today. Practice makes perfect, though. Maybe next week he's going to be able to drop one by the sideline. You'll see one of the Bullets recover it. Mark it right now. I'll probably forget about it, so someone write that down. 34-0. Cowboy lead with 2:57 left to play. We still got a lot of starters on the defensive unit out on the field. See if they gradually start taking some out. One running back in the backfield, 2 receivers out to each side for the Wolves. I think they actually go with the handoff. I'm in the press box and I still get fooled on a few of these. And we got a penalty in the backfield. We'll see what they're going to call on that one. And looks like we got a personal foul on the defense, or unnecessary roughness. I believe they've tossed a number up here. I don't know if they've been given relaying numbers up here to the press box today. But what we do know is you don't want to get two of those. So we'll see what they call here. Referee's talking it over. All right. All right. We're getting the show back on the road potentially. After the 15-yard penalty by the Cowboys. All right. Okay. Unnecessary roughness for the Cowboys, so it's just I try not to get too disgruntled with Oh, it's two penalties. We got an unnecessary roughness and an unsportsmanlike penalty. You don't see that very often. So Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, enjoy your 30 yards. Really flipping the field here. Sets up 1st and 10 from the Cowboy 35. Oh, that might have just poked the bear though. Breckenridge defense might start really flying around now. Two receivers out each side. One running back in the backfield. They throw it out to the right flats. An incomplete pass. Apologies, it got a little dark here in the second half, so might be a little hard to pick up on the camera for some things here if you're watching on the YouTube stream. Which if you are, very much appreciate you guys. We're going to be live streaming during the postseason as well, so make sure to loop back here on Tuesday. Sets up 2nd and 10. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley on the Cowboy 35. Sticking with this same Queens look. Two receivers out to each side. One running back in the backfield to the right of the QB. Brock going to go with the shovel pass, and this time Breckenridge is ready for that. Paul Armitage. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. There you go. Paul Armitage blowing up that play. I think I'm going to like semi-use that expression every single broadcast until I stop doing this, but never actually use it properly. 2nd and 11 with 2:12 remaining in this third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Thanks for putting up with me, listeners. You guys rule. Loss of 1 on the play. Second catch for Osborne on the day for 16 yards. Or 3rd and 11, actually. 1:50 remaining in this third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Brock drops back to pass, throws it down the left sideline, and incomplete. Trey Vogelbacher on the coverage. Trying to audition for a spot at corner, potentially. Seems unlikely. Doing a good job in coverage, though. Sets up 4th and 11. Wolves on the Cowboy 36. Cowboys trying to make sure those penalties don't set them back too much here on this drive, and we got a timeout taken by the Wolves. This timeout, once again, brought to you by Highcamp Construction. Once you build with them, you won't build any other way. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM. Cowboys up 34-0 with $1:40 left in this third quarter. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, our YouTube channel.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Talk to Carson or Brad for your grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain, East Breckenridge, 643-3738. That's 643-3738, or you can find them online at redrivergrain.com.
after that high camp construction timeout. Well, we're still in the timeout, technically. We got a 34-0 ball game. 1:40 remaining here in the third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. The Wolves in a not so desirable position. 4th and 11 on the Cowboy 36. And if they call a timeout, you got to be thinking they're probably not punting it. I don't think you'd call a timeout just to set up a punt. So here they are, sticking with their 2 receiver to each side look. Osborne, the tailback, to the right of Brock. A little bit of a high snap. Brock dropping back to pass, throws it across the middle, and threw it behind his receiver a little bit. Looks like Trey Vogelbacher got put a pretty big hit on the quarterback Brock on that play. 4th and or actually turnover on downs. Apologies, forgot that was 4th down. So Breckenridge still sticking with the starting unit. Breckenridge heads up to the line. I think now they're seriously going to consider pulling the starters if they get another TD here. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. They actually got Gabe Armitage in the split instead of at his normal H-back or wing back spot. Looking to throw it once again. Trey Vogelbacher throwing over the left side, but the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley pass rusher got a hand on that one. So incomplete pass. Sets up 2nd and 10. Still 1:31 remaining here in the third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. One receiver out to each side. Going back to the normal mullet look. Or actually, apologies. They only got 1 receiver to each side, so not the normal mullet look. As Lawson Oliphant is looking to bust a big game. Lawson Oliphant up the right sideline. Trying to put one more in the end zone, and he does. Lawson Oliphant, 65 yards for the Cowboy touchdown. We've seen his breakaway speed before. And this one is coming back, unfortunately, for the Cowboys. I couldn't see the flag because the Walker-Hackensack sideline was standing in front of it. So this one's coming back. So 67 yards, and that's actually the 2nd long touchdown Lawson's had waved off this year. So he's going to have a conversation with somebody. Say, come on, guys. I appreciate you guys are trying really hard on these blocks, but not doing me any favors when I got to come back here on half a tank of gas now. 1:20 left in the third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. The penalty will only back them up a couple yards from where they started, but obviously you hate to take a 65-yard touchdown off the board. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left, and a tight end to the right as well. Running back to the left, Oliphant again. Pick the handoff. Vogelbacher throws it down the field. Actually almost picked off. Cooper Roberts having it turn into a DB. Sets up 3rd and about 11, 12. 34-0 lead for the Cowboys. If they were to potentially put another point on the board, I believe when they hit 35 points is when running clock starts. Maybe it's 30. I want to say it's 35, but maybe it's 30. 1 receiver to each side. Wing back and a tight end to the right. Lawson Oliphant gets the handoff on 3rd and long. Cuts it up and is trying to make something out of nothing once again, but it's going to have to settle for a gain of about 5. Might be seeing the punt unit potentially. Got 4th and Oh, they got more yards on that than I thought they did. 4th and 4. It's about a 7-yard carry for Lawson. Lawson Oliphant. I'm sure you'd rather have that 65-yarder back. We'll see if he can bust off another one tonight. We got a receiver out to each side. Wing back and tight end on the left. Lawson Oliphant, the running back on the right side. And looks like the Wolves jumped off sides. That'll move the sticks. Tough penalty for the Wolves. I haven't seen the Cowboys go to the hard count a terrible amount this year. Paid off there, though. 16 seconds remaining in this third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard, but it looks like they're not going to get a clock off, or not going to get a playoff unless they really hustle up here. 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, and they're going to get it off. Lawson Oliphant gets blown up in the backfield. So the fourth quarter will begin with Breckenridge facing 2nd and long. Your score heading into the fourth quarter. Get those fours up, by the way, everybody. 34-0. Breckenridge trying to close out the regular season on a high note. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
Save big this month with Smith Motors in Wapaton. Get up to $120 in rebates on the purchase and install of a set of 4 tires. Save up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and install of front and rear brake pads. Save up to $40 in rebates on the purchase and install on front and rear brake rotors. And save up to $80 in rebates on the purchase and install on GM shocks and struts. Small town friendly, big town deals. Smith Motors, your certified Chevy and GMC dealership in Wapaton. Visit them online at smithmotors.com.
Ever notice how every other ad seems to be an insurance company promising to save you money?
What is with these insurance companies?
Hi, this is Matt.
And this is Amanda.
And we're your local State Farm agents.
We're here to debunk all the insurance junk.
What do you really need to know?
What is a fair and competitive price?
Let us make sure you are getting the best bang for your insurance dollar.
And find out why State Farm has been around for over 100 years and remains number 1 today.
And welcome back, sports fans. It is time for your fourth quarter here in Walker, Minnesota. Breckenridge with a 34-0 advantage on the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. Just lost about 4 yards on that last play. Lost an Oliphant. Took a big shot in the backfield. Cowboys dropping back to pass. And throwing it over to the sideline, incomplete pass. Gabe Armitage was the intended receiver. I think he's gotten more targets today than I've seen him get all season, I think. I'd be comfortable wagering that. I can't think of a single game this year where I've seen Gabe get 4 targets. But incomplete pass by Vogelbacher. Cowboys head up the line for 3rd and 14. Oliphant, the tailback once again. Riley Kappas dropping back to throw. Whips it down the field, and it is broken up. Had 2 of his receivers down there, but there's also a couple DBs down there as well. So Riley Kappas' pass is broken up. Cowboys going to have to send out the punt team. Second time Breckenridge has had to punt. Both of them coming in the second half. So the Wolves come up big on defense there, but they were at one point saved by the touchdown that got called back as well. Roberts waiting the snap, a little low. Ooh, almost. Oh, he did have the knee down. Oh, that's a tough break for Breckenridge. Bit of a low snap, and when Cooper Roberts went down to field it, his knee touched the ground. So tough break for Breckenridge. Technically a loss of 12 yards on the play. Not exactly how Cooper Roberts wanted to get into the rushing column. Kind of brings me back to last year when they ran that QB sneak for him, because it was like I never thought I'd have to write down Cooper Roberts in the rush attempts. And here I am again, once again doing it. Not for as good of a reason, though. 11:47 left to play in this ball game. 34-0 Breckenridge advantage. They're going to go off tackle on the right side with Osborne. Osborne taken out by Tegan Abel from behind. Got Riley Kappas getting in on the stop. Paul Armitage in there, all the usual suspects. Osborne picking up about 3 yards on the play. That puts him at 10 yards on 9 carries by my count. Got a couple catches too for 16 yards. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley looking for their first points of the night on their senior night as well. Made sure to honor all the seniors in what could potentially be their last game on their home field. And they're going to go off tackle. Levi Christensen making the stop. Henry Sledadall helping out. Keep finding Riley Kappas in the mix. Maybe got back, maybe got a yard on that one. Sets up 3rd and 7 for the Wolves. I formation. Dropping back to pass, and kind of a draw play for Osborne. Trey Volgebacher getting in on the tackle. Kappas again. And so he just got back to the line. So 3 straight carries. Sets up 4th and 7. I'm pretty lucky to be in the press box tonight, as I'm told the wind would be at my back if I was outside for where I'm at right now, and I see the Breckenridge sideline kind of trying to stay warm and running in place. I formation, 1 receiver to each side. Tight end on the right. Dropping back to pass. Brock whips it down the field. Looking for an open receiver, and what a jump ball grab from the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley receiver. Got to get a number on that. That's Belo making the big grab. Joseph Belo, his 2nd catch of the day. Skied for that one. Big pickup on the play. Down to at the 10-yard line. All of a sudden, they're in the Type Machinery red zone. I believe it was a 23-yard completion. Might be a little off on that number, but we're going with it. 2nd big catch of the day for Belo once again, 58 yards. 1st and goal from the 8, actually. Cowboys trying to pitch back-to-back shutouts. Another drop play. Breckenridge defense kind of overran that one. Osborne with a nice pickup. Five-yard gain. So the 2nd and goal from the 3. Cowboys trying to close this one out strong. Be feeling good heading into Tuesday's game. Aiden Sanchez back in the game at corner. 2nd and goal from the 3. And they're going to go the misdirection handoff up the middle. Breckenridge not fooled by that one. We got Trey Volgebacher helping out. And that was number 4, Gavin Olschlager again. His 2nd carry of the day on that little handoff play. Timeout taken by the Wolves. This timeout brought to you by Highcam Construction. Once again, we'll take one with him. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM. Breckenridge got a 34-0 lead, trying to preserve the shutout. You're listening to Cowboy Football, and you're watching Cowboy Football on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Titan Machinery Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic, working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience. Learn from factory-trained service experts and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a Titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Titan Machinery Wapton, your local Case IH dealer. Visit titanmachinery.com/careers to learn more.
When Mom first started showing signs of memory loss, we were devastated. It was so frustrating, so many choices for assisted living. Then my sister and I walked into Twin Town Villa in Breckenridge. We knew that this was the perfect place for our mother. We loved the bright, beautiful apartments, and knew Mom would too. I was so impressed with the interaction between the residents and the staff. Twin Town Villa is a quality memory care community that's close to home and currently has openings. Call Twin Town Villa at 643-9542 or visit them online at twintownvilla.com.
And welcome back to Walker, Minnesota. 3rd and goal from the 3 for the Wolves. Breckenridge trying to make it back-to-back weeks with a shutout. Wolves fake the handoff. Brock rolling out to the right. He's going to call his own number. Trying to go in for 6, and what a hit. Oh, Aiden Sanchez is actually going to get the flag on this one. Might get a targeting call. It looked like he was trying to keep him out of the end zone. I didn't think that was a malicious hit by any means. But if you hit him in the head, they obviously take those pretty seriously. So it looked like he was genuinely just trying to keep him out of the end zone, though. Legal hit to the head. So automatic first down. So we'll have a 1st and goal from like the 1.5 yard line. So that'll set up 1st and goal. It's again from like the 1.5 or the 2 yard line. $7:39 remaining in this ball game on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. All right, 1st and goal from the 2 yard line. So the Wolves could potentially have 4 cracks at this. Wouldn't be surprised if they call Osborne's number here. And they're going to go with the fullback instead, and he's going to be going in for 6. That was Dylan Hedren with the touchdown rush. Two-yard TD from Hedren. You got the Wolves howling. 34-6. Let's see if they're going to be trying to make it go with the extra point or the 2-point conversion. Taking their time. Not really sure what they got. All right, kicking the extra point. Wolves getting ready to boot this extra point. Doing the honors will be Cole Rutten. And holding is going to be number 53, Samuel Pfeiffer. Clean snap, clean hold, and booted through the uprights. We got a 34-7 ball game here with 7:34 left to play. Wow, 7:34 is your score. 7:34 is also how much time's left. Gotta love that. Someone take a picture of the scoreboard. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live.
Frederick Seed Incorporated in Fox Home would like to wish the Breckenridge Cowboys good luck in tonight's game. They'd also like to recognize the Breckenridge cheerleading squad, Ella and Paige Hershey, Sophia Johnson, Athena Levy, and Annabelle and Aubrey Martinez. Frederick Seed Incorporated says keep up the great work to the Breckenridge Cowboys football team and the cheerleading squad.
And the Wolves get on the scoreboard with a 2-yard touchdown from Dylan Hedren. Fourth quarter, only points in the fourth quarter so far. Coming from the Wolves. Look how ahead of myself I got. I was talking about how they were still using the starters to open up the second half, and shame on me because Walker-Hackensack-Akeley has outscored Breckenridge here in the second half, 7-6. So credit to them. Still fighting on what could potentially be their final home game of their careers for these seniors. And onside kick that is not going to go 10 yards. That might have ended up going about 3 yards. So we got a 34-7 ball game. Cowboys in the lead. Looking to head into the postseason with a 4-4 record. If I'm not mistaken, that was also the record heading into the postseason last year. Maybe I'm thinking of 2 years ago.
I was told the student section was really bad last week, so make sure that it gets cleaned up.
34-7, your score once again. Also 7:34 left to play in the game. Here at Ostlin Field. Gorgeous Ostlin Field. I'm kind of bummed that it's nighttime now, so I can't really take in all the scenery. Take my word for it, though. It's beautiful here. Walker, Minnesota. So in the backfield, we got Lawson Oliphant, along with Riley Kappas, Gabe Armitage, or Trey Vogelbacher, maybe. I think it's Riley Kappas. Fakes the handoff to Gabe Armitage, goes up the middle. Not a whole lot doing there. That was Kappas. So gain of about 1 or 2 on the play. Cowboys so far have had the ball 3 times here in this half. 2 punts and a touchdown. Gavin Hoffert and some run at wide receiver. He's got his wingman Charlie Craychaw out there with him. 2 receivers to the right. Motion Gabe Armitage to the backfield for a sweep. Goes up the right side. Gabe Armitage could turn this one into 6. And he's going to be tackled inside the 5. Seen a lot of breakaway speed from Gabe Armitage today. 41 yards on that play. Sneaking up for the player of the game honors here at the 11th hour. (34-7) Cowboy lead once again. First and goal from the 3 in the Type Machinery red zone. Your local Case IH dealer in Wahpeton, Riley Kappas. It's got Lawson Oliphant in the backfield. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a Lawson carry here. Oliphant gets the handoff on the left side. Cuts it up and walks it in untouched for the 3-yard score. Had his 65-yard touchdown waved off, but this one will stay on the board. 3-yard carry. And 6 more for the Cowboys. 40-7 is their lead. And if I'm not mistaken, if they are able to get a 2-point conversion here, it switches to running time. But I could be wrong. I want to say it's 35 points in the fourth quarter. Cowboys. 2 receivers to the right. Craychaw and Hoffert. Gabe Armitage, the wing back on the left. Lawson Oliphant, running back in the backfield. Riley Kappas fakes the handoff, tosses it to the end zone, and it is broken up. So 40-7 is your score. So we continue the fourth quarter. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
B92.7 is KBMW Breckenridge Wapaton. All the hits from 2KN today.
And welcome back to Ostlin Field in Walker, Minnesota. Breckenridge Cowboys have answered the Wolves' first touchdown of the game. Their lead is now 40-7. Cowboys booted away and booted deep. Wolves trying to make something out of that. I want to say that was number 25 for the Cowboys getting on the tackle. Keith Beeler. And handling the kicking duties. Oh, boy. Going to have to track down that name, too. Apologies, folks. I had it last week on the other roster. So the Cowboys now have their mostly reserves. I think it's all the reserves now in the ball game for the Cowboys. But there might have been some confusion there because they're going to have to take a timeout. Coach Carson Yagi saying, let's talk about this, boys, before we get it rolling again. 40-7, your score during this High Camp Construction timeout. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM, watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
And welcome back to Ostlin Field, home of the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. And a short rush up the middle. Start off this drive. That was number 31, Peyton Richter, getting his first action in the backfield today. Breckenridge was ready for that one, though. Kept him in the backfield. And we'll shout out some of the guys getting some action for the Cowboys, including Chase Kruger into the game at corner. Try to shout out some more of them as we go along. Number 11, Joey Lopez, coming off on the edge at the outside backer, and actually forced that ball carrier up to shoot. So that was a good time to shout him out. We got Gavin Snyder helping out on that tackle. Number 71, the number I wish I had. And another loss of a couple yards. So back-to-back losses in the backfield for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Wolves come out for 3rd and 13, and not someone jumped there, but evidently not. And Breckenridge doing a really good job stacking that one up. Get in on that tackle. Someone we were shouting out quite a bit last week, Landon Schillinger. Jordan Kappas helping out as well. Excuse me, folks. So we'll see who they send back to return. Looks like it's going to be Jackson Lopez, which makes sense. They already got him returning kicks with the starting unit, so seems like the optimal candidate for this. And, Breckenridge actually blocked that one. And they're going to try to dig it in for 6. And it looks like they are going to. Got to double check the number there, but I want to say that was Joey Lopez on the scoop and score. I could be wrong. I want to say that's Joey Lopez on the scoop and score, though. So 46-7 now the lead. So the offense got a touchdown. Defense had a pick six that got waved off, but they say we'll get a block punt instead. So the scoop and score makes it a 46-7 game. And then we'll go with the handoff. And in for the two-point conversion is Joey Lopez. We got Jackson Lopez going in for the 6. Joey Lopez gets the 2. 48-7 is your score. As I had to double check if we had running clock going, but we do not. 48-7. You guys always. I hope nobody thinks that I'm saying we got to wish time away. I'm just trying to give you guys an update on if there's running time. 48-7. Your score with 4:08 left to play on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. We'll be right back. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
Breckenridge Cowboys football, Joey Lopez. The scoop and score, and as someone might have pointed out, that punt might not have even been blocked. It might have just been kind of just punted up, and it just went that way, kind of backwards just off the bat. And Walker-Hackensack-Akeley returns the ensuing kickoff. 4:01 left to play on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 48-7. Cowboys in the lead. Going to be taking a 4-4 record into the postseason. I'm not exactly a QRF expert, but the 3 seed seems kind of like a safe bet. I'm not sure if they can leapfrog up to the 2 seed at this point, but once again, never know with the QRF at times. One receiver each side, tight end on the left. I formation for Brock. Or not, my apologies. We got a different quarterback in. Cash Bullock. Bullock hands it off. Breckenridge's defense swallows that up in a hurry. Looks like a loss of a couple on the play, so the theme of the Cowboys just living in the backfield continues. 3:08 left to play on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Final game of the regular season. We just blinked and all of a sudden we have 8 games under our belt this year. Ugh. I always hate how fast these seasons go. 2:50 remaining on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 2nd and 11 for the Wolves. Also in Section 6A, we'll see if these two teams run up against each other again. Could be a potential opening round matchup. I formation. And they're going to go with a QB sneak here. I guess if we take a look at our section standings again, as we had that as part of our Power Poll ranking, brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company. We'll look at it right now really quick here. And Breckenridge, once again, 3-4. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, 3-4. They'll drop to 3-5. Depending on what New York Mills does today, maybe they could land at the 5 spot. Breckenridge can stay at the 3. And also depends on what Parkersbury does tonight as well. Breckenridge does have a win over Parkersbury. See if that ends up helping them out. But Cowboys would probably be for sure locking down a 2 seed if not for the New York Mills loss. It's kind of thrown a wrench in things a little bit here, but Cowboys have had playoff runs without any home games before, so They're just excited to start it. No matter where they are, no matter who they play, they're excited for the postseason to kick off here. And we got a nice little run here from the Wolves. About 10, 15 yards. Cowboys got to start their trek back to Breckenridge. Nice thing is with MEA week, I'm pretty sure they don't have school tomorrow, so that's all good. Breckenridge trying to close this one out. 45 seconds left, so Walker-Hackensack-Akeley will presumably run one more play. That should do it. Wolves. I formation. 35 seconds left. They're going to go with another run right up the middle, and that will likely do it. 22 seconds winding down, and Wolves are going to say, let's not run another one. So let these last 10 seconds wind down, and Breckenridge will take their 4-4 record into the Section 6A playoffs. Latest victory, a 48-7 win, so they've been outscoring their foes 88-7 the last 2 games. That's not too bad to have on the resume heading into the postseason. We'll take a quick break before we start our Miller Realty postgame show. You've been listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heidkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heidkamp Construction in Wapaton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948. Buying a new home is an exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. Their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Egg Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wapaton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
North Dakota State College of Science is powered by the strong local connections we have with employers, business partners, program advisors, and local business leaders. We're proud to call Wapaton home. Find out more about how you or your business can support NDSCS by visiting ndscs.edu. That's ndscs.edu.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wapaton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
B92.7 is KBMW Breckenridge Wapaton. All the hits from 2KN today.
And welcome to the Miller Realty Postgame Show here on B92.7 FM and live streaming on YouTube at KBMW News Live. Breckenridge with a 48-7 victory to wrap up the regular season against Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. A statement win potentially heading into the postseason. And once again, we'll see how it all shakes out with the section standings over the next couple days. Breckenridge, once again, will be 4-4. And I think that guarantees them a top 4 seed. Not sure where that's going to be in the top 4, but they locked up a top 4 seed most likely with that victory. So let's run through the scoring for you. It's part of our State Farm Stat Report brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick. We'll start off with the first half. Paul Armitage got the scoring rolling with a 12-yard TD. That was with 10:09 left to go in the opening quarter. The opening drive is actually the third play of offense they went in. Trey Vogelbacher found J.D. Gomez streaking down the field for a 30-yard touchdown with 3:44 left to play in the opening quarter. Paul Armitage found the end zone once again from 5 yards out with 7:54 left in the second quarter. And then Riley Kappas right before halftime went in from 6 yards out to make it 28-0 at half. Gabe Armitage went in from a yard out to make it a 34-0 advantage with 2:57 left to go in the third quarter. Those are the only points of the third quarter. And then Walker-Hackensack-Akeley got on the board with a 2-yard touchdown run by Dylan Hedren. The fullback went in for the 2-yard plunge after a penalty call that set them up for first and goal from the 2. And then the 2-point conversion, or the extra point, was kicked by number 60 Cole Rutten to make it a 34-7 game. But Breckenridge came right back. A minute later in the game, Lawson Oliphant went in from 3 yards out. He did have a 65-yard touchdown waved off due to a penalty, too. So I better throw that out there, give him his flowers. And then Breckenridge wrapped it up with a scoop and score by Joey Lopez. And I'm not 100% sure if that punt got blocked, but either way, scoop and score either way. Joey Lopez goes in on the special teams TD. Jackson Lopez, the next one to find the end zone for the 2-point conversion, giving us our final score of 48-7 that we have here. And now for a run-through of the stats. Unofficial stats, as I always got to tell you, even though not to my own horn, but I did pretty good. I did pretty good last week with everybody getting like 2 carries and busting off a lot of yards. So we'll see how I do this week. 5 for 11 was Trey Vogelbacher through the air today for 79 yards by my count, and a touchdown as well. And then throwing the ball for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, I got Parker Brock on the day for 7 for 15 with 101 yards, but more glaringly 3 interceptions. So that was definitely kind of the takeaway there. Riley Kappas was able to complete 2 of his 4 pass attempts for 20 yards. Then we'll move on to the rushing numbers. Paul Armitage didn't get any carries in the second half, 10 carries for 58 yards. Second on the team only to his brother Gabe, who had 7 carries for 69 yards. 63 of those coming in the second half, and each of them, Paul had 2 touchdowns. Gabe had 1 touchdown. Trey Vogelbacher ended the day, 5 carries for 23 yards. Riley Kappas, 6 carries for 20 yards for the QB tandem. And then we have lost.
For you. That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MP. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side.
Apologies, folks. Someone turned off the internet router, or maybe it got bumped and shut off, so I got disconnected from everything for a second there. Right after I was about to toot my own horn for not having any technical issues on the night. But, you know, it's one of my broadcasts, so that's got to happen. So I'm not sure how much you guys missed on the Miller Realty postgame show, so really quick we'll run through the scoring again. I'm pretty sure you got that, but we'll do it just in case you guys might have missed some of that. Paul Armitage picked up a pair of touchdowns in the opening half, one in the first quarter, one in the second quarter. Trey Vogelbacher found J.D. Gomez from 30 yards out for a touchdown. Riley Kappas scored a touchdown right before halftime. Gabe Armitage had a touchdown in the second half, as did Lawson Oliphant, and Jackson Lopez scooped up either a block punt or a punt that just got kicked straight up, one of the two. And then the lone touchdown of the day for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley came on a 2-yard fullback dive from Dylan Hedren. And we'll run through the stats again. Once again, sorry if you guys already got all these, but I'm going to run through them again just in case it cut off at one point. But Trey Vogelbacher ended the day 5 for 11 passing for 79 yards. Or wait, my apologies. He had 4 for 8 passing for 65 yards, so I got messed up there somehow. And then 7 for 15 was Chad Brock through the air for Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Catching those 4 passes for 65 yards and Riley Kappas also completed 2 passes for 20 yards. Catching those passes for the Cowboys, 2 of them were caught by J.D. Gomez for 42 yards and a touchdown. Levi Christensen caught a pair of passes for 19 yards. 1 catch for 16 yards for Gabe Armitage, and then 1 catch from Cooper Roberts for 8 yards. And run through the rushing figures for you. Paul Armitage, 10 carries, 58 yards, all in the first half. Didn't get any carries in the second half. Gabe Armitage was the star of the second half. 7 carries, 69 yards on the day to lead the team. And then we got 6 carries for 20 yards from Riley Kappas, 5 carries for 23 yards for Trey Vogelbacher. Lawson Oliphant had 3 carries for 7 yards. And then we got Cooper Roberts had 1 carry for negative 12 yards on the punt that he had snapped to him, and he had to field it and put his knee down by accident. And then 1 carry for Eli Butts. Yes, I'm not making that up. They actually had Eli Butts go at quarterback for a play, and he ran it for 10 yards like the stud that he is. So Eli Butts with 1 carry for 10 yards. That might be the contender for play of the game when we get to that. But apologies once again for that disconnect, folks. And then defensive stats really quick for you. Tegan Abel had a fumble force and a fumble recovery. And then interceptions from Riley Kappas, J.D. Gomez, and Paul Armitage as well in this ballgame. Paul Armitage's interception actually got waved off due to a penalty on the return. So that's a look at your scoring and stat report. Once again, brought to you by State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick. Take a quick break on the Miller Realty Postgame Show. Come back with your play of the game and your player of the game.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Talk to Carson or Brad for your grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain, East Breckenridge, 643-3738. That's 643-3738, or you can find them online at redrivergrain.com.
Welcome back to the Miller Realty Postgame Show here on B92.7 FM, a tradition of knowledge, integrity, and trust. Miller Realty in Breckenridge. Make sure to hit them up if you're looking to buy or sell a home. And now it's time for your play of the game, brought to you by Red River Agency, your hometown agents in Breckenridge. And once again, was very tempted to go with that Eli Butts run. I got so many good options. We have J.D. Gomez's interception where he literally hurdled the guy. We got Paul Armitage who ran back a pick. I know that got waved off. Lawson Oliphant had a touchdown. He got waved off. That was awesome. All the best touchdowns got got called off due to penalties today. But my play of the game is going to have to be Tegan Abel setting the tone for this ball game on the very first play and blowing up a reverse. It looked like he wasn't sure if he should hit the guy with the ball or the guy who was about to get the ball, so he kind of just hit the ball and was able to recover it as well. Heck of an individual effort, but more importantly, set the tone for the dominant showing we were going to get from this defense that forced 4 turnovers all in the first half and helped lead to a 48-7 victory. So that's my pick for play of the game. Once again, brought to you by Red River Agency, your hometown agents in Breckenridge. And now for my player of the game, and it's another one of those weird days where I could almost go with anybody, Trey Vogelbacher threw a TD pass. Paul Armitage scored a couple on the ground. We got a ton of guys who made plays on the defensive side of the ball. Riley Kappas made a couple big plays. Both ran in a TD and also had an interception. J.D. Gomez, I think I already went with J.D. earlier this year, or else I probably would go with him since he had a touchdown and an interception, as did Riley, but you know what? I'm going to mix it up. I don't think I've gone with Gabe Armitage, so Gabe Armitage is going to be my pick for this week because I was really liking how they were getting him involved. Was just under 100 all-purpose yards. Well, actually, let's do the math here. At 85 all-purpose yards. So hauled in, was really showing some good breakaway speed in the run game, and was also showing that he could be a threat in the pass game as well. So we'll see if that's something that they're going to go to more when we get into the postseason here. So he's my pick for player of the game, which is brought to you by Essentia Health in Wapton, here with you. And once again, that was kind of one of those things where trying to spread it out a little bit this year, because J.D. Gomez would probably be a good pick once again, but I'm pretty sure I got him week 1 when he ran back that punt. So once again, could basically give it to anybody at this point, but I'm going to go with Gabe Armitage tonight, showing that burst in the second half, and maybe one of his better offensive performances of the year. So I'm excited to see what else we're going to get from him the rest of this year and the rest of his career in green and white, black, whatever color they're going to be wearing. But 48-7, your final once again. So we get ready to wrap up this Miller Realty postgame show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you are listening in the car on your drive back, please drive back safely. We'll catch you guys on Tuesday, once again, on B92.7 FM with Breckenridge's playoff opener. And we'll also have that live streaming here on YouTube at KBMW News Live. So one final time, your final score, Breckenridge 48, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley 7. You've been listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the I3G Media Sports Network.
Tonight's Cowboys football game was brought to you by Breckenridge Public Schools, Builder's First Source, Carlson Family Insurance, CHI St. Francis, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, Hike Camp Construction, Hornstein Family Chiropractic, Miller Realty, Minn Kota Ag Products, Optimum Rehab, Otter Tail Power Company, Quality Toyota, Red River Agency, Smith Motors, State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, Titan Machinery, Twin Town Villa, and Vision Ford. Be sure to go to kbmwnews.com. Complete updated list of future broadcasts and video streams. Make sure to catch the Giant Sports Show every Saturday at 9 a.m. Thanks for listening.